Hey guys, Sid Alpha here yet again, and I have a sexy radio DJ voice. That was the worst impression I've ever heard of Sid Alpha. Okay, imagine me covering gaming news. That's Sid Alpha. Well, except slightly more polite and well thought out videos. I don't know, I've been watching him lately. He has like 50,000 subs, and he's awesome. Anyway, I've got some gaming news of my own, and it's about Magic the Gathering. Yay! I'm finally releasing a video that's about Magic the Gathering. By the way, if you have any really out there video ideas, I'm clearly completely out, so leave them down in the comment section. I'm thinking about doing something with cards because I have a lot of bulk and they're worthless and I can't find a buyer. I want to try to build like weapons out of them, like swords and staffs. Oh, pardon me, staves. Everybody gets that wrong. And like shields and stuff, and then have a giant battle. But that sounds like an awful lot of effort and a lot of money worth of duct tape. I might do like the Bulletproof Vest 2.0 and see if I can build a stab vest, but I feel like I don't have a sturdy enough knife. But something to do with cards, and I think we all know what me and Jeremy are planning at this point. Actually, that was a while ago. I built a piñata. That's all the further I'm going to go into that. But when it comes to actually doing constructive things with cards, such as playing Magic the Gathering with them, I've got sort of good news for you. You sort of don't have to worry about Red Rush anymore. It is no longer a thing. Exactly, precisely as I predicted, and pretty much when as well. I said basically during the next major tournament, Red Rush is going to be dead because it always looks good. It's always a thing. It's always a thing shortly after the release of a set. Oh, look, I can rush and beat your strategy because it's not tuned yet. And then everybody sideboards in, like early game removal, death touchers, walls, whatever you need, board wipers, sweepers, whatever. And then it's done. It can't win anymore. And that would appear to be the case. Somebody was telling me, yeah, Red Rush didn't do anything at the last couple GPs. That's probably because they were modern. I would think that they held standard events, but I guess that wasn't like the whole thing. I don't know. I don't pay any attention to GPs, nor do I know how they work. But the format, the stated format for Birmingham was modern, and Sao Paulo, I can't even speak today, Sao Paulo as well. But if we go by the last Star City Games Classic in Richmond, which, you know, who's heard of that? I hate Star City Games personally, but it is a rather big tournament. I should say it was. Red Rush was, I think, maybe one of the top decks. Like, exactly one. Oh yeah, it was Ramunap Red, as they're calling it. Makes sense, because that's the most important card in it. That was, like, super sarcastic, in case you didn't notice. The Ramunap you're thinking of is not even the card that's in it. But that took 6th place, and that's, like, at this point, winning with Red is like winning with Mill. Okay, Mill is always a thing. It always can work. And it's never really going away, but it's also never really good. It's kind of like Storm. It's never going away. It's quite good in Modern, but it's never quite good enough, except that sometimes people will top 8 with it because it's a solid deck, you know, and it's like nobody expects Mill. Mill went 8-0 at one tournament, like a year ago, a Modern tournament, and people are all like, oh, Mill's a thing now, Mill's a thing now, oh my god, and I think he got, like, destroyed on day 2. But yeah, I'm nuking your opponent's entire library. That's one way to win. Always has been, always will be. And the rest is control and stall spells usually. So, yeah. So basically, how does Red Rush make it to the top 8? Because it came in 6th place. Well, it goes up against people running just a little bit too slow of decks, with just a little bit not enough removal. If it played against enough energy decks and certain types of zombie decks, yeah, you could perhaps be too fast for them. Plus, winning the coin flip is basically winning the game. So as long as you can beat them in the 3rd match after you lose the middle one, that's still a win. Now, one quick comment about what actually won. It was a whole bunch of different decks. I mean, there was the stupid Constrictor counters. I'm personally sick of that deck. I hate it. Teamer Energy. I'm not a big fan of that one, but it obviously got a big nerf, so it's alright. Of course, zombies. There's zombies mono, zombies mixed color, whatever. Bunch of different energy mixes. Just some white primary, nothing special stuff with a little bit of mix to just burn the crap out of people. Red Rush, obviously. Vehicles. Believe it or not, Eldrazi. Somebody came in 8th place with an Eldrazi deck. Why not? They're still good. There was actually a green-black Delirium deck, and then blue-red Control, which that's another deck that I just cannot stand. I hate everything about it. I seem to be able to beat it a lot on X-Mage, but I still hate playing against it. And that was about it, but in the top 16, there were almost no repeats. I mean, that's crazy. Just think about that. This is how standard should be. And the side effect is every single one of those decks was between $183 and like $367, I think, was the high one. And that was Delirium, because those cards are just insanely priced. I think like Liliana is personally bringing that one up. Well, that is how standard should be. Huge variety, whatever strategy or overwhelming mechanic you want to use, you can probably get away with it. It's not just two decks running away with everything and they're unbeatable, which is what we've had for the last year. I mean, every time I've complained about a card being overpowered, with like one exception, I've been completely correct and they ended up banning it. I complained about white-blue spirits and white-blue control before it was cool and before it added a color and got even more obnoxious, and then they're like, yeah, Reflector Mage has to go. I would have banned Queller. I would have left Reflector Mage. I mean, even with Panharmonicon, it's not the end of the world. Queller was. Back to my hand versus Exile. Gee, I wonder which one I hate more, obviously. Red, white, blue control draw, thank God, is no longer a thing. I mean, you could probably play it, but I think decks have gotten so fast with 8 sets being legal that it's just a little bit too slow and you're going to burn out your control and then lose while you're top decking. There just won't be mana available for your draw spells. That's just how it backfires. So standard, the meta, oh my god, is it healthy? Nothing is particularly overpriced except for a few very select cards. And even the mana bases are going cheap because all different colors are winning. So, I mean, I can't believe I'm saying this, but just build whatever you want, and if it's halfway decent, you stand an extremely good chance of winning, regardless of what it is. Wow. But the big news coming out of the first Pro Tour, well, the Pro Tour for Hour of Devastation, was, oh, Red Rush. Oh my god, Red Rush is out of control. And it kind of was, but I've been playing the game long enough that my first impression was, yeah, no, this isn't going to last. And it wasn't, and it didn't. So the Red Menace has finally been vanquished, and it's not like it required a ban or anything. I thought if it stuck around, they absolutely would ban it, because like a turn 4 win is so stupidly oppressive, and you'd have to build every single deck around it that it would not be allowed to continue. But it got shut down just enough that people are stopping playing it. Now that said, people at F&M at your local, they're probably still playing it if they built it, okay? It wasn't ever that expensive of a deck. Depends upon when they got into it, because some of the cards hit like $10. But nobody builds a deck. They're like, this is popular, this is powerful, yay, I'm winning with it. And then the next week, oh, look at the standard results, I better dump the deck and build something else. No, I mean, 1 week, 2 weeks, are you kidding me? No, they're going to keep playing with it until it's a disaster. So, unfortunately, unless you're going to a large tournament, you pretty much are going to have to keep dealing with Red Rush, depending upon how many people built it. Now, if your LGS had nobody build it, nobody's playing any kind of Red Rush or Haste or Green Red Energy, well, if nobody built it yet, how good of a prospect does it look like right now? I mean, I'm sure the prices are crashing pretty good, but there's more out there. Now, the one trend that is a little bit worrying is the number of cards in the top 16 deck, which I'd almost expand it to like all of the 1,000 or so players that showed up or whatever it was, because sometimes they do that, but it is what it is. I just don't think that the top 16 indicates much other than play skill and luck, not really what's popular and what are people playing, because you'd have to look at what's popular and what people are actually playing in order to get those numbers. So the top cards are, in order, Fatal Push, Abrade, Grasp of Darkness, Transgress the Mind, Glorybringer, Harness Lightning, Magma Spray, Crypt Breaker, Diregraph, or Colossus, I should say, and Dread Wanderer. So, okay, zombies, I get it. Let's eliminate those. Almost all of the rest are removal. I mean, Fatal Push is removal. Abrade is arguably removal. Grasp is definitely removal. I think that card's a little overrated, though. I mean, it's good, but it's just not that good. It's not that reliable late game. But if there is no late game, hell yeah, play it. Same with Fatal Push. Glorybringer, okay, I get that. Let's ignore it. But then Harness Lightning, Magma Spray, yeah, more removal. So if people are playing red, they have removal now, and they have a lot of it. So in a mixed color, they don't have to add traditional removal colors like black or white, and that is dangerous. So with whatever you build, whatever you're playing, make sure that your creatures are not very important. I mean, that's like a dumb thing to say, but it's true because no matter what people are playing, they seem to be able to blow up your creatures. I think that comes down to like I need to win against zombies thing because zombies is like enemy number one in most people's minds. Even though the actual statistics show something different, everybody seems to be talking about zombies, 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 just because, oh, look, it's a shiny new deck, when there's perfectly good energy decks and stuff out there that just got a little bit better and whatever. They're perfectly all right. Hell, somebody won with a damn Eldrazi deck. I mean, come on. These decks didn't get worse. They got better. Nothing has been removed from Standard except for the bans. So, yeah. Now, we've already seen backlash against the sheer volume of creature removal. Reality Smasher. Everybody's playing Reality Smasher. That's the big shiny new card. I cannot stand that card. It never, ever should have been printed. It is far too powerful, and they also should have banned it. It is ridiculous. What's even more ridiculous is that primarily red players are playing it and playing it. They're actually getting away with it. The damn thing costs 5 and it mixes colorless. You shouldn't be able to do that in a red deck on turn 5 or even 6 or 7. You'd have to run like 26 lands to guarantee that that happens. That is not how red works. They usually run 20 to 21 lands, dirt cheap spells, haste, rush, go. They don't care about getting to 5 mana. But now they do, and it just seems to be working out. I don't know why. I mean, they're not even running mana dorks. I don't know what it is. It must just be them overstuffing their deck with all kinds of lands. So I just hate every last thing about Reality Smasher. I hate playing against it, and they never should have done something like that. I mean, if they gave it full-blown hexproof, people would be losing their damn minds and it would have been banned. Since they gave it basically half hexproof, it just goes out there and wins anyway just as proficiently. So that's what you got to watch out for. Red removal, black removal, removal in general, and Reality Smasher. A little bit of Red Rush depending upon how many people already built it. Otherwise, be ready for anything and just build whatever you want. So I don't like really unpredictable chaos because I like to know what the majority of people are playing. Like if it's like, okay, 85 to 90% of people are going creature heavy. I'm going to run something with creature removal. Okay, let's go from there. I like that much of a guideline instead of, holy crap, people are bringing all different stuff. I have no idea what to do. I'll just build a deck and cross my fingers. I like little bit more control than that personally, but it's also fun because it's not just, oh, this deck again, wonderful, and then everybody's playing the same deck. That is much, much, much worse. So are you absolutely delighted to hear about red being dead? I am, because I hated playing against it. Couldn't stand it. Unfortunately, there's 1 or 2 people still playing it at my LGS, so I still have to deal with it. Oh no. And I'd love to hear about what you're building that's working lately, so leave that down in the comments section. Also, gotta plug them again, my friends over at Discover. I went after them to get some kind of sponsorship, and they do have a bit of a sponsorship deal, so sponsored message here. But you should definitely sign up for a Discover card. Visas and MasterCards are boring and stupid, and I hate them. I was really starting to dislike certain terms and stuff, and the interest rate jacking and all the nonsense. Yeah, I just ditched my other card and went with Discover. Their website is amazing. It's designed better. You can check your FICO score for free whenever you want, as many times as you want. And also, if you sign up at the link down below in the comments section, you will get $50 free in a statement credit if you make, I believe it's 1 purchase in like the first 90 days or something just absurdly generous like that. Here, I have a fun idea. Even if you have enough credit cards and you're like, why would I need Discover? Well, 1, they do 5% cash back in certain categories that are pretty damn broad. And 2, you could just take that $50, leave it on there because statement credits and reward points and all that stuff, they either don't expire or it's like some absurd thing like 5 years or something. So make 1 tiny purchase on it, set it up to auto pay out of your checking account so you don't have to worry about missing a payment. Collect the points on it because, hey, why not? So then stick it in your car as an emergency backup because who hasn't forgotten their wallet when they pump gas, especially at like 1 a.m.? Wouldn't it be nice to go out and grab a card or some kind of, out of nowhere expense that costs, we'll say $60. Guess what? Now it costs 10 because the card is, $50 free credit on it. Can't really lose with that. And even if you don't use it, it still benefits your credit score slightly. So really no reason not to sign up. And I absolutely personally love them. Sorry for the lengthy ad at the end here, but I really do like them, and I really like to explain all the reasons why I like them. So check that out, helps me out a ton, and I will see you guys next video.